Hey there, I'm Jacob, and today is October 30th, and if you're unaware, Canva and Affinity released a new Affinity design software. And I am really excited about this, and I want to share a few of the kind of cool things that have come to this. So if you're unfamiliar with Affinity Designer and Publisher and Photo, three programs that they have both on the iPad and desktop, excellent design tools, and about a year ago they got purchased by Canva. So as I was preparing this video, I went back to my email and I pulled up the announcement from Canva and Affinity that Canva had acquired Affinity, and it happened about a year and a half ago on March 2024. And at the time, Canva made four promises. So they said, first off, they would maintain fair pricing. One thing you have to know about the Affinity community is that by and large, people went to Affinity because they wanted a one-time purchase option. They didn't want to have to pay a monthly fee for the software that they use. And so Affinity was a really good option for that. So Canva promised that there would be a perpetual license always available and that it would be priced fairly, which I think is cool for a big company purchasing a small company. Next, they promised that they would continue to develop Affinity, so accelerating Affinity is what they called it, which I think is cool. They essentially, are promising, hey, we're not just going to let this die like big companies do so often when they purchase their competition. Third, they said they would make it accessible for all, specifically to schools and nonprofits without charge. I don't think this was necessarily something that the community was asking for, but I think it's cool. Thanks for doing that. And then fourth, that it would be community-led, so that they would, develop based on the community's guidelines. So what brings us to here is about 4 weeks ago, Affinity takes down sales for their design software on their website, and they say something's coming soon. And they post this video, and okay, they don't give too many details. And I come down here and I'm looking through the comments, and it's really interesting. People are just talking about how, what's it going to be? They don't want AI is kind of what people are saying. We don't want AI. We don't want a subscription, just kind of like reiterating this community's core beliefs of like, we want to pay for it once and be done. And we don't want it to be bloated by AI, which I have feelings about, both for and against. But anyway, so this was the community response at the time. So like I mentioned, today, Canva and Affinity released a new Affinity design software. And I feel like Canva has fulfilled their promises, at least to this point. So first off, and I think everyone is surprised about this, the new Affinity design software is completely free. And I'm not talking like freemium type free, where it's like, hey, most of the features that you really need are kind of locked behind a paywall. Affinity Designer and Photo and Publisher 2 is all there, plus more additional features that have been built in to the Affinity software. Major props to Canva on this. There are paid features now within Affinity. So if you want to use the Canva AI features, which includes AI removal of backgrounds, or generating portions of images, or generating images in general, that's locked behind a Canva Pro subscription. But for the type of person like I am, who's used Affinity Designer for the last 7 years, it literally has everything that Affinity Designer 2 had, plus more. So I'm very happy by this. Second, accelerating the design. Canva, keeping to their second promise of accelerating the Affinity product, not only have they added new features to the Affinity product, they also, in the announcement, the CEO of Affinity, he was talking about new things they have coming in the pipe. So it doesn't seem like a dead product. I mean, they're at least, still keeping people employed, still keeping these developers working on this product, which I'm so pumped for. Third, accessible to all. And I like I said, I think that this, they kind of checked two boxes with one: fair pricing and accessible to all. I don't know how you beat free. And obviously, they want you to use their AI features so that, you purchase a Canva Pro subscription. But if you don't want to use it, you don't have to, and it's better than it was before. Like objectively better than it was before. And last, community-led. I don't know exactly how to quantify this one, but one thing I will say, of the new features that they added to the Affinity software, they started with one of the most requested features. I remember seeing this on the forums well before Affinity 2 was released, but a raster to vector conversion is finally a thing. And there's plenty of other things that they have done. So they've merged the 3 Affinity products into one single piece of software. There's quick export stuff they've added, mesh gradients, pigment gradients, filter adjustment brushes, a bunch of new filters. And then for previous owners of Affinity, they're even throwing in like 40 fonts or something like that. Hasn't come yet, but I'm excited to see those. So in conclusion, I want to say Canva, you've exceeded my expectations. I honestly didn't have high hopes when I saw that Affinity had been purchased. I'm glad that you're keeping, the Affinity developers employed and doing so in a meaningful way. And, hopefully this continues. Hopefully, I really hope that this becomes a profitable thing for Canva, because giving away software for free, I think, is really cool. And not only are they just giving away the old stuff for free, but it's the old stuff plus more. So those are my thoughts. If you have thoughts, I would love to hear it in the comments. I haven't watched a single video on anyone else's reaction to this yet. I think that the Affinity community, if you're upset by this, then you have problems. I know that there's a lot of people kind of upset by the, not wanting AI stuff integrated in. You don't have to use it. You can. There's a switch, so you will never see it. So yeah, if you're grumpy, then you can be grumpy all by yourself, because I will not pile on that pity party. Canva, thank you for this. I think it's really awesome. And yeah, with that, I will see you guys in the next video.